Okay, hey, welcome back to a week of Mythic Legions. Today I'm going to take a look at Demetrius. So I did get a named character. I thought he looked kind of cool, so I thought, yeah, I should get him. He was a 37 range. So first and foremost, I want to see what was different about the cheaper range of 44 versus... I gotta look up what this guy is. One thing I've not been mentioning is, you know, I keep forgetting there's art back here in these sleeves. This is from the builders. I mean, it looks cool. And what's behind Demetrius looks cool. Again, I've taken him out, but we'll take a look at him in a minute. Just stay tuned and I'll be right back after I get him out of the box. And okay, there is Demistros. While I was getting him out of the package, I did look. He was a $60 figure, so yeah, I mean, it's good to know that. He was down to 37 on the Store Horseman site, so I mean, for the retail price, it is a decent bargain. He's got a lot more green than he does in his press photos, and feels like there's a little bit of a wire in there. That's cool. All right, I'll give you that. Okay, now, whoops, don't fall down, dude. Okay, let me put him back here, and now I don't think he's that much bigger than many of the others. Let me take a look here and bring back the skeleton. Yeah, so I mean, at first I thought he was much bigger, but no, he's not. He's about the same size. So, you know, where's all that extra money at? Okay, huh? $60, huh? Yeah, I'm not getting it. Yeah, already seeing reuse here. Those big feet are from the barbarian, or vice versa. You see, and this is the kind of stuff I'm saying. If I'm seeing the reuse pretty easily, and I don't really care about reuse, but if I'm seeing it that easily, that's saying something. And yeah, I'm thinking the armor looks like it's on the knight, with the exception of the braziers right here. Yeah. Yep. Most likely. Yeah. They're pretty close, at least. Oh, no, that might not be the same. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the point is, you know, I do see the reuse, and I mean, I'm not trying to knock it in any way, shape, or form. But when we're talking this price point, I mean, one of the big arguments is, well, they're a smaller company and they don't have as much money. You know, well, they're using all the tricks that other smaller companies use to make toys. So, yeah, what you talking about? Okay, let's go over accessories. Oops, my knight's accessories right there. Sorry about that. All right, we've got shoulder pauldrons again, like everybody else. He's got this stupid sword, but at least it's got some detailing to it and some paint to it. So there's that. I mean, with such a magical creature, you could make an argument that they could have some special powers that could combat the obvious issues with the weapon. There we have a fail. I like this. I like this a lot. I like that to get an actual chain with it. He's got this big ass spear, which is more practical for him than it was for the skeleton, and then it actually has some paint on it too. So again, okay, I'm seeing paint, but you know. And then this cape, which looks like it has some Velcro on it. Okay, so they don't have instructions, but I think I see how you're supposed to do it. Okay. Alright, give me a moment. Let me try to figure this out because I'm going to have to do some trickery. Okay, I'm glad I turned the camera off because that took a lot longer than expected. The shoulder pads actually hold on to the cape. The thing is, the shoulder pads don't want to stay in. That might require some heating, I don't know. I do like that this cape has a two-tone to it, like it's got dirt on the bottom. I really dig that. I like the purple underneath, I really dig it. You know, I don't know what to do with those leather straps. I'm going to watch somebody's video and figure it out. Maybe they go across here, I don't know. I looked at some pictures and there was nothing very clear. So yeah, overall, I mean, I kind of like it. I don't know if this will happen. Yeah, shit. Yeah, of course. Now, the first time I got it, I bent this arm and this popped out. I'm not going to try to make it pop out. I think I got it back in there okay. But, yeah, that must be it. That must go around. Okay, I'll do that later. You know, otherwise, the articulation's pretty solid. You know, can't complain at all. I don't know. Against my better judgment, I'm probably going to give him this sword because at least it is decorated. I do like the fact that it's decorated up. And then the flail on the other side because why not, right? So yeah, I think he looks like a pretty good demonic death knight. I gotta fix those leather straps still. Now, I gotta say, 60 bucks. This is cool, but I don't think he's worth no 60 bucks. Look at that. I mean, the QC here is... I mean, I've already had an arm come off. I was able to fix it. These shoulders do not want to stay on. The wire in his cape is kind of weak. I mean, I think that's wire in the cape. I can't imagine what else it is, but it's weak. I mean, God, it does not want to hold any shape. I'll try to put it in. Definitely some in there that holds a little better. The undercape actually has better wire. Yeah. So, I mean, I think he's a pretty cool demonic death knight. That's what I'm calling him. You know, that's what his purpose is going to be, is just be a demonic death knight. You know, again, to fight Conan, yeah, you know, I'm not as impressed with his figures as I thought I would be. He's okay. I mean, there's nothing terrible about him. I like the green. It gives him this otherworldly magical effect. I like the purple underneath the cape, but you know, this stuff with the cape here is bugging me. You know, and I mean, I'm glad I only spent 37 bucks for him. If I'd spent the 60, I would not be happy right now. Because again, it's you know, there's some QC issues that I was not expecting. I never hear anybody talk about QC issues with... I take that back. When people talk about QC issues with Four Horsemen, they really kind of downplay it. My light just ran out of juice. But they really kind of downplay it, I think. At least in my experience. And, you know, it's a weird thing to me. You know, somebody's going to say, well, your arm came out because you didn't heat him up. I'm going to be like, okay. And I have legitimately heard people say, you know, oh gosh, Valivers is so terrible because you got to heat him up because of that first series. And then turn around and talk about Mythic Legions and say, yeah, heating them up is part of the process. What? I mean, I don't understand the inconsistencies. I'm not bitching about heating up. I've got a couple of more of these to go. This has been interesting. You know, I don't hate the detailing. I think it works. The head's a little weird because there's these bone protrusions coming out of the neck piece, so he has a hard time turning his head. This feels like it should move, but then the pauldrons are in the way. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here with this figure. I like it. I mean, I do like it. It's, I mean, and the sword, like I said, you know, with the green in there, it looks like it could be magical. That could compensate for the thing I hated about it with the barbarian. You know, because it's an impractical design, but if it's magical, you could have like a spell to make it more balanced, and I could see the point there. You know, it'd be balanced in the hand of the wielder, but the weight would still... It's magic, dude. It doesn't have to make logical sense. See, that's the difference between magic sword and plain old stupid design sword. This is a stupid design sword. So, yeah, I know, you could probably change this to a magical sword by just painting it, but you know what I'm saying. I just happen to have it right there. Again, a minor gripe on this, because this... I mean, I still see this as a stabbing weapon, and the marks are right there, and that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I suppose you could say, yeah, I suppose you could say it's a slashing weapon if you used it two-handed, but yeah, it's a stretch. I mean, the most natural way is to stab. So, I mean, it could double as a slicing weapon, but you would stab, so most of the damage would come this way, I think. Too many years of Dungeons and Dragons, man. But I mean, I don't hate this figure, but yeah, $60 for this. Ugh. I mean, here's what I'm getting toward. Here's what I'm thinking right now. I mean, I'm thinking with Mythic Legions, it's gonna be, you're gonna be overpaying, and you just have to accept it. Like with Mofex. I mean, that seems to be where this is going. You just accept that you overpay. I don't know that yet. Again, I've got more to go, but I mean, this is what I'm seeing. I mean, this is not a bad figure in any way, shape, or form, but I'm not seeing the value. I mean, and I'm going to continue with Mythic Legions. I have a couple I have my eye on, debating. It's going to see how this next couple look that I didn't talk about. I want them to be a surprise, so I will take a look at them and judge for myself. I like this figure. I think it's pretty nifty. I think I paid a little bit too much at $37. I'm going to be honest about that. So, $60, yeah, that's outrageous. That's a little bit outrageous. Some people are going to tell me I'm being a snob, and that's fine. But, you know, I want to know where my value is. I mean, I see plenty of paint detail, yeah. I mean, there is that. I'll give you that. There's plenty of paint detail, but, you know, I mean, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not seeing what everybody else sees in this line, and its high price point. But we'll see, because when I get the next two, when I have the next two, those are going to be the decision makers, because those are the ones I had my eyes on the longest and brought me into this initially, and then I bought these builders and this to kind of see what to kind of see what this line was like, to set some expectations. And I'm gonna say it, my expectations at this point are moderate. I mean, I feel like that guy in the freaking Mythic commercials. I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler, except I am. You know? So that's me. That's my thoughts. You know, alright, let me get through the next couple of reviews, or videos I should say, not reviews. I don't do reviews, I talk about toys. I don't do reviews. I keep trying to remind myself, I don't do reviews, I just talk about toys. And then I'll see what I think about Mythic Legions overall. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Do the YouTube stuffs, and take care.